Hello, friends. Let's discuss one more issue today. Okay, we frequently see this kind of issue whenever we are configuring our client environments. Okay, so the issue is so let's say client wants to manage their identity or user management on external ID provider like Okta. Okay, there are multiple tools available, but for our use case, we'll take Okta. Okay, so on your Anypoint platform, you have complete setup. I'll show you the setup. That is not part of this session today, but I'll show you how I configured. Let's say you have teams configured with all the permissions, proper dedicated permissions for a dedicated teams. But when you try to log in, when you onboard users on Okta and they try to access the Anypoint platform, they always complain that they won't get or they won't have access to the Anypoint platform. They able to log in, but they won't be able to access to a section or capability like if you have a designer team, right? So they should have access to design center. They should have access to access management. If they wanted to use API governance, they should be okay. Or if they wanted to use Anypoint code builder, they should have access, but they won't get it. Now, what generally we do, we manually add those users which are able to log into Anypoint platform to a dedicated team. So let me show you that first issue. Okay, so let's go to our Anypoint platform first. Okay, and we see that so I have these teams, where you can see that designer role is there. So for that, I have given proper permissions. Okay, whatever minimum permissions required. So he should be able to have access to API manager where he can create the endpoint instances. He should be able to have access to cataloging API, governing API, code builders. Just for this use case, I have given, and this could be changed based on the requirement. Okay, and then we have configure identity provider. Okay, so where you can see that I have configured Okta with the SAML configurations. So you can see that complete configuration is there. Then once this configuration is done, so they will try to log in from Okta. Yes, I'll try to show you the configuration first on Okta also quickly. So let's add the code first. Okay. Let me just try. Okay, so I have logged into Okta as an admin. Okay, so we'll see that when we onboard users, how they see the Okta screen. Okay, so they will see a different screen. So here you need to have a dedicated group. Okay, so under that group you can create exactly similar group, identical to your Anypoint teams. So here I can see that I have a user. Okay, so I have 3 users. Okay, and then we'll have application which will allow us to log into our Anypoint platform. Okay, so whenever you onboard users, they will be able to see this application. Via this application, they'll be able to access. Okay, so all setup is there. Okay, let's go ahead and see first the issue. Okay, and I'll come back to this screen again. I'll show you where they could miss things. Okay, so let's go ahead, sign off. I'll just say log off. Okay, so I onboarded user Rahul and I'll log in with his credentials. Okay, so let's sign off from here also. So let's sign out because now he's going to log into his Anypoint platform. So let's say he got this screen. He will say that let me access Anypoint platform via SSO. See here. He onboarded to Anypoint platform, but he's not able to access API manager or anything. Okay, so he just got the 0 access. See here, he doesn't have access. He won't have access to Design Center. Yeah, see here, this is the issue every time we face when we onboard users and they try to access via SSO to your Anypoint platform. Okay, let's fix this. So let's, as part of our session, we'll fix this issue and I'll tell you where all we can miss this. Okay, so first we'll go to Okta part. Okay, so since we have logged in here, let me just log out because I wanted to access Okta by admin. Okay, so because admin will do the configuration part. Okay, I cannot use this URL. So what I can do, I can go ahead and say, hey, let me log in via my admin URL. Okay, so developer.okta.com. So it will ask me to enter the code. Okay, so let's go ahead here. So first thing, when they do the setup, right? The application setup, I'll show you. Let's go to the application. So when this application is configured, we'll be sending some SAML response from here. Okay, SAML request. And then in that request, we are passing some metadata. Okay, what is that metadata? Let me show you. Okay, so we are passing first name, we are passing last name, we are passing email, and they might have missed this part. Okay, so they forgot to send this group attribute. Okay, so we need to send the group attribute an exact name of a group which we have created here. See here, we have created group name called designers. So please copy this name exact. Okay, exact name should be there. Then go to Anypoint platform. Okay, again in Anypoint platform, log in with your admin URL. Okay, then go to access management. Now in access management, when they have configured identity provider, they might have missed this configuration here in the down. They might have missed this. See here. Okay, you don't need to pass first name, last name, email because it's clearly mentioned that leave blank to use email. So if you are passing the metadata with this name from the Okta in SAML request, you don't need to add anything. Just keep a blank. But this we need to add. So I'll add as a groups. Okay, so this is important. Save this change. First, okay, on Anypoint platform, first mistake they mistake or they could do, they could miss this configuration. Now, second thing is once you created teams, right? So I have created designer team. Here they could have missed this configuration. Okay, so here you can go ahead and say this is the group name from the SAML metadata. So what we are trying to say is whenever somebody is onboarding on Okta as part of this group and is trying to access Anypoint platform with this group, then what you can do is you can automatically add that user to this team automatically. And that is what we are trying to achieve here. If the user is automatically added to this team, then he will get automatically whatever permissions we have assigned to this designer team. Let's see whether it's happening or not. Okay, so right now if you see, save the changes. If you go to these members, see only one member is there. But if you go to the users here, that user Rahul, just now we are logged in, right? That Rahul was onboarded on Anypoint platform but is not part of designer teams right now. Okay, so I don't want to do manually anything. Again, we'll go and we'll say that, hey Rahul, can you log in again? I have done the setup now. So I have configured this. Okay, see, again we did a mistake. So you even if you select and you save changes, it won't add that. Generally we do this mistakes also. So you need to click on add. Now say save changes. Okay, you can add it as a maintainer or member. That is a different story. But make sure you're clicking on add and you're saying save changes. Now you're done the changes. This is first change. You can go to identity manager, identity provider, sorry. This is second change and third change over here on our application level, we need to send that group information. Let me show you that quickly again. Application, this application, go to the general section, SAML settings, next, and here if you see this groups, okay. So now when this user will try to access Anypoint platform, he will, that SAML request will have group information and their attribute information, okay. And now if this guy access, let me log off, okay, sign out. Now if this person access, this name is Rahul, if he access now, okay, to Anypoint platform, click on this, he will be automatically added to that designer team. And now you see, if he try to access API manager, he'll be able to access now. See, now if he try to access design center or exchange, he'll be able to access. So this is the issue which we have fixed. Now if you go back to your Anypoint platform here, and if you go to the designer teams here, if you refresh, see here, is able to see that the person is added to this particular team over here. Okay, so that's the fix for our issue. And generally when we do the client setup, this kind of issues comes. If you liked it, share with your friends. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe the channel. Thank you.